Everybody's been asking the burning question, not just in BYCW, but in all of backyard and underground wrestling. Why, Austin? Why? I'm going to ask that question with the man that now sits on top of the throne as the reigning, defending BYCW undisputed champion. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about what he just did recently against Blake Casey. We'll most certainly talk about that open challenge right out there and his best friend, most importantly. We thought his best friend, Drake Steele. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into what's next. We're going to get into some other things, especially in the world of BYCW. And it has been a minute, a hot skip in a minute, since we've spoke BYCW. And boy, BYCW is on fire right now, literally, figuratively, and literally, because we've seen BYCW now taking over the Indies. We've seen BYCW taking over the South. And this man is responsible for some of that. Now, it's been a minute since he's been here, but he knows the drill. I must give him that championship-like introduction because the last time he was here, he did talk about getting that BYCW Undisputed Championship in his hands, where it was a man that came on here who previously was the champion, and we won't bring that name up, but we'll bring this name up here and give him that introduction to conclude what a holiday week it has been on Sportswire Radio, and it is now time to bring the champ on because the champ is here on Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station, the only platform where all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. So with that, further ado here on the Sports Report. #1 cable sports show. The man that now sits on top of the throne in BYCW as your reigning undisputed champion. His name is simply put, Austin Edwards. The champ is here, my friend. How are we doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. It is great being on top of the BYCW. But, you know, there's just something, I am a champion. I am at the top of the BYCW. And it's great.
Oh, it's great. But, I mean, there's going to be a question that I'm going to have that I think everybody certainly want an answer to. We're going to do that in a few minutes, but it has been a few months since you've been here, and I have to ask it. Austin Edwards, you have been here several times in the past on Sportswire Radio. We know what this would have meant to you, so now you get to answer that question formally, because for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you and BYCW most certainly helped build, Sportswire Radio, talk to me about what it means to you now to be the reigning, defending BYCW undisputed champion.
It means a lot. It actually does. It means a lot to me. There's a lot of words, to say about it. it's just amount of joy and happiness. But you know, I say let's give the people what they want. I know that they're dying for the question of why Austin, why?
Yeah, basically, I opened up with it. My hype video to announce you coming on is that. So, yeah, why, Austin? Why?
Well, Tom, you see, it's just the time was right. I saw the man down, but there was a little switch. There was little voices in my head saying, "Do it, do it. Now is your time to do it. Now, do it now." So right after that, well, during that, I had a little cut on my eye.
Yes, I did see that. Yes.
I wasn't worried about it. I still got the job done. But whenever I gave him those assassinations, it felt so good. It felt so good to give them to him because I got tired of really everybody getting opportunities. Which yes, I did earn the Cashew Crest briefcase.
You did. Yes, you did.
So but the time was right.
The time was right, but this was your best friend, Drake Steele. I understand the time is right if it was anybody else. I got that. I'm going to show the footage in a minute. But this was your best friend. This is somebody that you've battled with, you've been on the same side with. This is why everybody's saying, why, Austin? Why?
You see, there's a lot. I'm pretty sure people's been in my shoes plenty of times to where, they thought that they had something so close, which if we go back, he beat me fair and square for the BYCW Intercontinental Championship.
Yes, he did.
I was not worried about that at all. I congratulate actually. But when I saw that he had a match with Maverick,
Yes.
our former BYCW Undisputed Champion, I saw that. I was like, you know, and in my mind, people, do it, do it, do it now.
No, but not the way you did it, though. The way you did it was just, that's the thing. The way you did it, you know?
Oh yes, I know. People's not happy. Some people may not be, but I've actually overcome a lot of things.
I know you've been here. What? This is your fourth or fifth appearance on Sportswire over these years.
Yeah.
We know you very well. You are a friend. A lot of people root for you, not just in BYCW, but in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. You know that. You know that firsthand. That's why people are just so caught off guard in this sense.
Sorry, folks. That's just the way it goes. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I'm not sorry. No, you know what? I take that back. I take that back.
Take that back. You're not sorry? What do you mean you're not sorry?
People, they only felt sorry for me because of this. I didn't want them to feel sorry because of this. I want them to actually feel what I am doing in the ring, not because of this. And I felt a lot of judgment during mine and Blake Casey's match. You can hear the fans not cheering for me. I was trying to get them riled up. That really set
I know. Well, the fans have their opinions. They have their opinions. They have their feelings on things, and you know how that goes. You've now been in BYCW a while. What are we talking about? Close to 2 years you've been in BYCW now. You know the deal.
Pretty close, pretty close. This summer will be 2 years.
Yes.
But there's just a lot, if y'all didn't see it, that spear that I did on Blake Casey.
I'll put that match up first. We're gonna put you and Casey up. I wanted to show the footage on why you did what you did, but I will certainly come back and show you and Casey. We have it here for the audience, and and I have that synced up. So we can certainly talk about your most recent title defense here on Wednesday Night Showdown, and here it is for the audience. And if you are out there, please sub to BYCW. We love BYCW. We've always been grateful for BYCW's friendship, and here you are out there in a ring, in an environment that you haven't been here before in, but now you're in, and now you've got to defend a championship that you certainly earned in rather, let's just say, controversial fashion.
It's going to take some time. Before I was actually.
I
Excuse
know
me.
you're coughing because this is why you're on the hot seat right now, because everybody's been waiting to know why, Austin, why.
It's just a lot. It's just a lot of
Yeah.
words.
A lot of words, yeah. I mean, but you've backed it up in the ring. I mean, that we can certainly say for sure is that you've
Oh,
backed a lot of this up in the ring, and we've all seen what you've done here in BYCW these certainly last several years, almost now, almost going on 2 years. But here you are out there in the ring, and talk to me what's going through your mind here against Blake Casey.
Blake Casey, he was a tough fighter. I had to give it to him.
Yes.
Yes, he did turn on me.
Yep.
I was. I got my lick back. As you see, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you want to know something, Mr. Tom?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I have single-handedly taken out the black veil, one by one.
Yes, that's maybe true. That may be so. I mean, Brandon James, who's here in the chat, you have some history with recently. Yeah, I get that.
Let me tell you, Brandon James, he can scrap. I'll give it to him. He
You
can
can
fight.
scrap, but you just said that the Black Veil, you've taken them all down, and this is why you're the champ. You even threw out an open challenge out there. You threw out an open challenge, and that's where Brandon James answered that open challenge with the Black Veil.
You know, the black veil. There's some pretty tough guys, but
They are very tough. They're one of the most toughest and dangerous groups, not just in the backyard and the underground or in BYCW, but in all of wrestling.
but see, when it comes to me in the ring, people just knows the assassin never dies. The assassin.
Well, you may be an assassin, but I mean, an assassin's somebody that, yeah, theoretically, you're right. You can take somebody out at any time, but the way you've been doing things is not the way we knew Austin Edwards. That you'd come on here and you'd fight for the right reasons. You'd fight for your child. You'd fight for your other half. You'd fight for the fans. You'd fight to overcome the odds. Everything you've went through to get here, to be in this point for BYCW, a leading company in all of wrestling, and now it's almost like it's all forgotten and thrown down the drain.
That's just the way it goes sometimes, Mr. Tom.
But people, I get that. Listen, by any means necessary, it's a dog eat dog business. But you're the person that everybody least would have expected this type of behavior from.
It's just
It's a lot.
it's a lot, but I don't know. There's
Well,
there's too many words to say. Too many.
too many words to say. Well, right now, what you're doing is putting those words in the form of a foot toward Blake Casey. We are watching the assassin Austin Edwards, the reigning defending BYCW undisputed champion, in action from this past week's Wednesday night showdown. If you want to follow BYCW, we will certainly put that link up where you can hit the sub button for them. And we are here with Austin Edwards. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally with all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. And if you're here on Sportswire Radio for the first time, hit the sub button for us, just like you've supported BYCW. Yeah, listen, I get that. That words, you may not have the right words to say. There might be too many words to say. But at the end of the day, your words, regardless of what you say, eventually may come back to haunt you, because now you've got a bullseye on your back like never before. Not like when you held the tag titles or the Intercontinental Championship. Now you've got a bullseye on your back. And what do we say all the time here on Sportswire? It's a different environment from when you are the hunter to now the hunted. And you
Yep.
are that hunted, the assassin Austin Edwards.
They can give me a 1-on-1. They can give me a triple threat match. They can give me a fatal 4-way. Hell, they can even give me a fatal 5-way. But you want to know something?
Yeah.
Will always be on top.
Oh, and that's where Austin Edwards does show, ladies and gentlemen, he's an assassin, because just when you thought he's going to go on the outside, no. He says, not so fast. That's Ric Flair type psychology there. And that's a veteran move. And that certainly propels Austin Edwards, the assassin. Just you saw that clothesline from Austin Edwards, that offense there, which is why he's on top right now in BYCW and arguably in all of backyard and underground wrestling. You can feel it right now. No, there's that spear. There's that spear. Spear. Cover him. Where's the ref? 1, 2, 3. Ring the bell. And still, BYCW undisputed champion, the assassin, Austin Edwards. Ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about comparisons to you and Goldberg. We've seen that spear. We've seen how deadly that is. Even we can see Brandon James on the outside. And that's why you're on top, and you are a deadly man, but you're going to need those spears each and every time you're out there. We know that you've been defending this championship more than a previous champion, certainly recently, that had been on here, but you're going to have to continue when it comes to your words to back up whatever you have on your mind. And I'm going to show that footage for the audience here of what happened between you and certainly Drake Steele. After we thought that match was over, it was all fine and well, and he had been on top, and here's that footage, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's been talking about, not just in BYCW, but in all of wrestling. I mean, what a turn. This is right up there with Cena's turn earlier in the year, and we see that the match had been over. We'll come back to that footage, and we could see Drake Steele has done it. He has done it, and it's going to be over, and there it is, and we're about to get that footage in there. There you are, cheering on and helping out your best friend, helping him out like the best friend that we knew you were, and obviously waiting to see the moment that everybody had known that Drake Steele had deserved. And we're going to show that footage. I want to remind you of what you did and why everybody's been asking why, Austin, why. And here it is all about to unfold. And yeah, that's going to definitely, oh my God, cover him. Come on. 1, 2, 3. And there it is with that reverse powerbomb. And your new BYCW undisputed champion, Drake Steele, and the Black Veil is shocked because they wanted this championship. We know that the Black Veil has wanted possession of the BYCW Undisputed Championship, and you can see the assassin Austin Edwards coming into the ring to embrace his best friend. You can see Brandon James on the outside. Obviously, there's Okami Skull, and just, oh my goodness. And yeah, you know what? They're going to the back. Just a tough break there. Very tough break for the Black Veil, and they're going out to the BYCW, into the BYCW locker room there, and obviously there you are lifting up your best friend, and just what a hard-fought win. Everything he went through in this match to win this championship, and I don't blame you, smiling like the best friend you are, like the good person that you've always been. That hug, I mean, listen, we love seeing that, just like a Hogan Warrior type of hug, and just, this is the right moment, the right time to lead BYCW into this era that we've seen BYCW have tremendous growth in, and we're all getting ready to go out to the next match here, and obviously, wait a minute, that's the briefcase. That's the briefcase that you have. What are you doing with that? You should be showing that to Drake Steele and maybe telling him maybe just what time that you want to wait. Yeah, I mean, good idea. Yes, you're doing that. Maybe you're going to play a rib on him. But wait a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this can't be. No. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so.
What? What? No! Austin just hit Drake with a
Another way with this.
ladies and
Wait,
gentlemen.
no! Drake Steele just went through
knocked
a
the
war
shit out
with
of
the
Drake with
Blackfield
that
to win
briefcase.
that BYCW Undisputed Championship.
No, you're telling me he's cashing in on his best friend. And
No!
he hits him again with the briefcase there.
Drake Steele could be dead from something like that.
No way.
That's why we haven't
No
seen
way.
him.
He's cashing in.
He's
for the
cashing in now.
Austin Edwards
Not
just
like
cashed
this.
in.
Not like this. Not like this, ladies
On
and
Drake
gentlemen.
Steele.
Wait,
This match has just
Drake Steele's
began.
doing everything
We
he
got
can in his
Austin
power
Edwards
to
versus
get
Drake
up.
Steele here
Maybe he
right
should
now for the
stay down, ladies and
BYCW
gentlemen.
World
Stay
Championship.
down. Stay down. Don't turn
And what
around.
is Austin
No.
setting up here?
Ah!
The assassination.
That's just
The
that's
assassination.
an assassination
from
like no
Austin
one. Forget about
Edwards.
JFK being assassinated.
Drake trying to get
Oh
up.
my God! There's the blood.
Drake trying to
Even
get
with
up.
the blood on him. No!
Assassination.
Another one. Another one. He's got to
No.
cover him. It's all over, but the
Austin,
shouting.
Not this way, man.
Not this one.
Not
2,
this way.
3, and ring the bell and new BYCW
I cannot believe it.
Undisputed Champion.
Austin
The
Edwards
assassin Austin
just
Edwards, and he's
became
wiping
your
the blood on his shirt.
BYCW Undisputed World
And
Champion.
The blood is now on his
After
shirt, but the blood
dethroning
really,
his
ladies and
best
gentlemen,
friend,
is on
Drake
his hands
Steele.
as he cashed in on his best friend. His best friend. You have to be wondering why, ladies and gentlemen, and Austin Edwards. We showed you that footage and just, I mean, we're all in disbelief, and here you are.
Looks like he
Coming
busted his eye
the
open
goal.
there, ladies.
And even with the busted eye, but you did what you did, and that's a reminder of how you did dirty your best friend. Your best friend, Drake Steele.
See, that also tells people we don't play in BYC. As you can see, I myself get stuff done.
Yeah, well, you got a baby in the background, and the baby's like the fans right now, almost wondering why, Austin, why? And yeah, you are sitting on top of the throne here in BYCW, and if you want to see more of BYCW footage coming to the BYCW YouTube channel near you, hit that sub button for BYCW, and I'm going to get to some comments here, and the answers still have not been clear, but we'll find out. Maybe that's the point. Zilla's here first. Thank you, Zilla. And yes, the man that you recently beat, who answered your open challenge. It is only a matter of time before I take your title. Listen, these words may come back to haunt you, champ.
Come on, Brandon. You know, maybe we can make a match in the history. Maybe it'd be big. Maybe it'd be big.
Well,
But
right now, what you did was big. I mean, that was a big moment, but in fashion that we definitely would not have expected from you on your best friend, Drake Steele, who we haven't seen since. Do you even think Drake Steele comes back?
I don't know. You know, I've even challenged not Blake. See, Drake Steele.
Yeah, do you think Drake Steele will come back? Do you think that he will be back? And if he's back, I mean, he's got to be looking at you, pointing fingers, and definitely looking to return that favor. I would have to think you'd have to have that in the back of your mind.
If he has, I don't want to say it, but if he has the what to come back.
Oh, he's got the cojones. But right now, Drake Steele, he's in a world of hurt. He's in a world of hurt because of what you did. That was very Austin Edwards like. That was more of an assassination. Like I said, JFK was assassinated. He was assassinated more than 60 years ago. And that assassination on Drake Steele, that was felt even more so than JFK.
That was. But you want to know something, Tom?
Yeah, I want to know it.
It was perfect. It was perfect. Down to the most neat detail what I did.
Well, I mean, people didn't see it coming. I'll give you that. You are the assassin, Austin Edwards. I mean, you certainly proved that you're an assassin. And if you want to follow Austin on Instagram, you can do that here and see eventually what's next for Austin Edwards. And you can see some of the footage of him out there and doing other things and check him out. And also check out our friends here in BYCW. We will get to further comments. And hello to Brandon James. And also, you have not taken anyone out, you punk. That's what he's saying. The Black Veil, they do have you certainly a target of theirs, and understandably so.
Look, I've taken Southern Viking out.
You have.
I've even taken you out, Brandon. Do I need to do it? Let's see. However many times. Do I need to do it again? And also to your buddy Blake.
By Casey. Well, we just saw that footage there, what you did to him. I mean, just that spear. That spear has been felt everywhere. I mean, Goldberg could not have done a spear like that. I mean, ask Gunther.
I mean,
maybe you should have been the guy that put down Goldberg.
Well, that's too extreme.
Well, you want this, but you're the man on top right now. You're the BYCW Undisputed Champion. Maybe it's not so extreme, ladies and gentlemen, because what you did to Drake Steele, what you did to Brandon James, and what you've done to Blake Casey in a short amount of time, ladies and gentlemen, maybe it's not so far-fetched.
That's how it goes. You know?
Oh, that's how it goes. I get it's 2026, ladies and gentlemen. I've been doing this for a long time, almost 7 years, but you were one of the least likely people we've had expected to see not do something like this, and you just did. Hit the sub button for BYCW. You haven't beat anyone, and I'll take you one anytime, any place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me hit up the general manager. We'll get in talks.
Well, you've been a fighting champion. I'll give you that much. There's been previous champions in BYCW, and I don't think they defended the title nowhere near as many times, if at all, compared to you. But I hope for your sake, your mouth I hope your mouth doesn't get you into any further trouble, or you can't cash the check that your mouth is saying what you're doing right now. I got to tell you that much. And follow Austin on Instagram, and please do that. And obviously, I've got to ask you, I mean, what are your goals then here as the BYCW Undisputed Champion?
Well, I don't know. You know, I've had a lot of thinking about it.
Yeah.
There's a lot, you know, defending, earning, which I've already earned, but you know, there's this year, you know, I don't know. I really don't.
Well, you know what? Maybe you don't need to have any goals because of what you've been doing as BYCW Undisputed Champion. Maybe that you don't need goals. Maybe you don't need New Year's resolutions, because you talked quite a bit in the past on this platform about being the BYCW Undisputed Champion. You talked a lot about being a world champion. Yes, you were here before previously as an Intercontinental Champion. You talked about being a tag team champion in the past, but it's different now. This is what you wanted, and guess what? You got it. And you know what? All I'm hearing is a bunch of talk. So when you feel ready to jump a little bit, maybe we'll have to hear more from the likes of Brandon James and the likes of the Black Veil and more BYCW coverage here in the coming weeks, because I'm sure that there are people in the BYCW locker room that don't agree with the way you've been conducting business as champion.
A lot of people don't agree with what I did, you know.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they're a little bit upset with me. But, you know, I don't really care.
But you're not upset, though. You're happy. You're happy you did what you did. You said at the beginning of the show.
I'm just going to sit back, look at my pretty babies, and just admire all the good things.
But you want to be an example for your baby. You want to be an example for your family. You talked about your family and how they've influenced you. You think that this is a good example for them?
I think, you know, it shows them, you know, do what you got to do. Don't ever take crap from nobody.
I understand that. I get that. But I mean, the way you did it to a best friend, if it was somebody else, maybe we'd understand. But Drake Steele was a friend, a true friend, somebody that always had your back. And yet That's how you treated a best friend.
Drake still has done a lot to me.
He has. Yes, he has.
We have been in countless of matches.
Yes, you had.
Me and him, we've always looked each other, eye to eye. We
Yes, you have.
laughed and got up on the road.
Yeah.
But, after, the amount of times that he's done stuff to me, he's hit me with multiple objects. I've done the same. I can't let nobody hurt me. But he's taken my title.
Yeah.
So I think, it was right for me to take what he has earned and put it in my possession.
Right.
Which now I do have. I do have those titles in my possession. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter if, you got to do the lowest of lows or the highest of highs. But you've
been through some of that. Listen, we had you on, and you were an amazing rookie. And then last year, you went through a transition. You didn't have the results in the middle of the year that you had at the end of 2024. So there was certainly a transition. You definitely went through the lowest of the lows and the highest of the highs. But the way you got to the highest of the highs is obviously still got people just disappointed, maybe.
It still has people, shocked. I get text messages,
I'm sure you do.
Why, Austin? Why? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? Ladies and gentlemen, it's just what it is. Y'all gonna have to get over it.
Well, right now you are the BYCW undisputed champion, and until anybody else says otherwise, that's going to remain for the foreseeable future. And maybe we'll have to have Brandon James confront you on a Sportswire coming up. Maybe that's something that should happen. Maybe that should be something in the cards. We could certainly work on that. Hello to the legendary Doc Holliday, our TF Crew Tomorrow's End champion, who I'm sure will be tuned in tomorrow night when Angel Santiago comes on here, the TF Crew YouTube champion, the world champion of the TF Crew, basically, for all intents and purposes for the audience out here. He'll be here around 9 o'clock Eastern time, so we're very excited about Angel coming back on here. But I do have to give you something before I get to a few other thoughts. It is your day today, despite why, Austin, why, but it is your day, and you're going to get this day, but I will remind you, every dog has its day, and we'll see if that is Drake Steele, Brandon James, or anybody else. We'll have to find that out. We'll certainly do that, but we'll give you this when we're off the air, and congratulations. But, you did last time out talk about that your career was going to come to an end, but now that you're on top in BYCW, you seem like there ain't going to be no end to this run. You may be just getting started for all we know.
People, just like what you said, I may be getting started. I may be getting close to the end. But you see, I've been talking, me and my missus have been talking for a pretty good minute. Until I can no longer walk, I will not wrestle. But until then, I'm going to bust my ass like I always do. Going to, let's see, I don't know if anybody has said this, but come once, come all, but all will fall.
Oh, well, you know what? Listen, come get some. I mean, you want some, come get some. Everybody always says that line, and that was a famous line out there that's been used, and you're basically telling everybody you had the open challenge. We saw what happened there with Brandon James. We know what you did to Blake Casey. I mean, you are certainly a fighting champion. There's no question, since you did what you did to Drake Steele, that you are a fighting champion. But yeah, we're going to have to find out who else is out there in BYCW that wants to come get some. I mean, that's a question that we all need to find out. We all need to follow you on Instagram so we don't get that briefcase to the head like Drake Steele certainly got And we certainly want to make sure everybody hits that sub button for BYCW because you know that there is a lot going on in BYCW. BYCW is everywhere right now. We're inside the ring. We're outside the ring. We're moving and shaking. We're working with companies, our friends in KTW. Obviously, that hit marker, you certainly know him very well. And he had quite a Tennessee death match with a man you have plenty of history with, Dalton Skull. But I won't mention that tonight because you're not focused on Dalton Skull. But I got to ask you before we get to other thoughts. I mean, is there anybody else maybe you want to address in BYCW or anybody else maybe that maybe you want to stand on the same side as for all we know?
You know, there is. Mr. Blackheart.
Oh, yeah, I know who he is. Yeah. Rings a bell.
If you are listening,
that guy right there on my screen. Yeah, him.
Yep. The man.
Yeah.
Man of darkness. Mr. Blackheart, if you are listening, if you are watching.
He's here right now, as a matter of fact.
That's good.
He's here.
Yeah. I want you to listen very closely. Whenever you decide to pop up out of the woods, I would like to talk some business with you, good sir. Whether if I got to follow you there or whether you got to meet me in the middle of the ring, I want to talk to you, good sir.
Well, he wants to talk to you right now, and you may want to talk business with him, but he says you will fall, and I'll take your undisputed championship. So it seems to me that he doesn't have the same ideas that you do. Yeah.
That's from a lot of man that did eat one of my first greatest spears of all time.
Well, he's not. He's certainly not seeing things the way you see things at the moment.
I've also beat you not once, but twice.
Well, right now, he said he'll take your undisputed championship.
Come and try, big boy. That's all you got to do. Come on.
Well, he's here right now, and he's paying attention, and you may have wanted him on your side, but guess what? He don't seem like he wants any of that. He's definitely taking that motto. Everybody who will come will fall, and he's taking that firsthand, and he doesn't see things the way you see.
Man, that just brings a little tear to my eye a little bit. But
no, you're not crying. That's what you did to Drake still. You're not the crying man anymore. No, you're not. You're not crying.
Blackheart, like I've told you once, and like I've told you plenty of times, you know, I've defeated a lot of people.
You have had some big wins in your career. Dalton Skull, obviously. Drake, what you did to him. Brandon James. I mean, Southern Viking. I mean, you have a good roster.
I've had ATK.
The hit marker. A man who's been here many times recently. The hit marker. I mean, and we know he's been a staple in BYCW of late.
I even went toe-to-toe with a veteran.
Well, you are a veteran. What's that?
I said I have been in the ring with plenty of veterans.
You have. I agree.
But they don't amount to me as what I did. See, I've turned on my best friend. I've cashed on my best friend. Let's see, I've done a lot.
You're the BYCW undisputed champion. I take nothing away from you. I understand it's a dog-eat-dog business. I see this all the time. There are those in this sport that do it for the fans, and there are those that do it for the money and the championship. I got that. You're doing it for the championship, but the likes of Brandon James and Blackheart, they want none of it. A new soul is in control of this vessel. There will be no more weakness, only madness. Only madness, yes.
Oh, that madness has already been assassinated. Blackheart, I haven't seen you for a very good while now.
Well, you're the BYCW undisputed champion, and now maybe it's time to come out of the woods, as you said. It's time to come out of the woods.
It's time for him to come out. So, you know
what?
Yeah,
he's out now.
I may have to go get him. It's time.
You sure you want to do that? You sure you want to do that? I know this guy. I seen him in other places.
I ain't scared of him. I ain't scared of him at all.
Mm.
We have been in war together, not
Yes,
together
you have.
on different sides. I have gave him the most devastating spears of all time. Stuff that you can even hear him just say, "Oh, my God."
And he wants to tell you he's not from the woods. He's from the swamps. That's right, the swamp. That's even more dangerous. Even more dangerous, ladies and gentlemen.
Come down there, mountain man. You be all right.
You say, listen, when they say you talk with the swamps and you deal with that, that means like you may not come back. I mean, the woods is one thing, but the swamps, there are a litany of stories in the swamps that it's like the Bermuda Triangle almost. That's what it's like. Dealing with the swamps in Louisiana is exactly like dealing with the Bermuda Triangle. Next thing you know, the BYCW Undisputed Championship once again will be vacated. He's from Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, Louisiana is nothing like you've dealt with in BYCW. He's just letting you know. Baton Rouge.
Blackheart, since you don't want to listen to my proposition, my offer, the next time you come back to BYCW, I want you to come to the middle of the ring if, you have the cojones.
Oh, Austin Edwards is definitely in a different mood tonight. A different mood, a different mode. Boy, you want Blackheart to challenge you and face-to-face confront you.
If he's the man, from the swamps, well, buddy, the swamps are going to be dried up. I'm sorry to say it.
Well, you know what? You may not be a developer. You may be an assassin, but I hope that you're not about to get a death wish here from Blackheart. He is definitely not one person I would mess with, and Brandon also wants to say he is a 19-year veteran. So you certainly have turned a different leaf with 2026. I mean, it'll remain to be seen if that'll help you to continue your run as the BYCW Undisputed Champion. We'll have to find out. And if you're on Instagram, you need to follow Austin Edwards to keep up with what he's up to here and some. And despite some of the things he has said, it is Austin Edwards Day on BYCW. And boy, I am certainly chomping at the bit for more BYCW coverage, whether it is the likes of Brandon James, the likes of Dalton Skull, and who knows whoever else is out there. Because Austin Edwards, there is going to be a lot of people that are going to want to certainly get answers as to why you answered some of it, but I have a feeling, ladies and gentlemen, that people will maybe directly want to answer Austin Edwards by confronting him. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is most certainly right. First off, I'm a 19-year veteran in this business, and I don't take kindly to a little punk like Austin Edwards running his mouth. And second of all, Blackheart, you better wait in the line, big guy. Ooh, divide and conquer may work for you temporarily, but there's a list of people tonight after what you've said. They're going to definitely want to come get some.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon James, Mr. Blackheart. Later on, I will meet you in that ring. Whether it's sooner or whether it's later on down the road. I will be the one on top. Y'all will be the ones laying flat on your backs.
Oh, and we know what he did with that briefcase when he cashed in on his best friend, Drake Steele. We know what he's done since Austin Edwards as the BYCW Undisputed Champion. And we know what he has said here tonight in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters, the only platform that the mainstream media recognizes, the only platform that was just in Parade Magazine. That's right, Parade Magazine, the only platform that's been covered by blabbermouth.net with 1 million. That's right, 1 million viewers a day. 1 million viewers a day. and you're on that platform, Austin Edwards, you certainly are carrying a big stick. We'll see if it catches up to you. We'll see if you have a check that you can't cash. Time will certainly tell. But before we get to closing thoughts, is there anything else you want to say?
First off, congratulations, Mr. Tom, and thank you for letting me.
Congratulations for you. You're the undisputed champion of BYCW. I'm not the BYCW undisputed champion, sir. You're the one we need to be congratulating, despite the way it went down.
Well, thank you for allowing me to talk my stuff on here.
Well, if I didn't let you on, you might have came to my house and hit me with that briefcase like you just did to Drake Steele.
You never know. You never know.
You never know is right. You never know. You never know. You never know. You never know. So, no. You never know. It's a good point. But if you are here, do me a favor. Follow BYCW on YouTube. Follow Austin on Instagram. Check out BYCW's content. We love working with BYCW here on Sportswire. We've certainly had many of the guys come on here, and that includes Austin's been here several times, and certainly Dalton's been here a few times, and I guess you could count ATK in some form, and who's out there in different places. But we're going to certainly see what happens. It is your day, despite some of the things that went down and how it transpired for you as the undisputed champion. But we'll get to closing thoughts. I know you're a busy man. You've obviously got opponents that you're planning for to assassinate, and I'll give you the floor.
Ladies and gentlemen, just remember, it doesn't matter, whether you got to go to the low. I said it earlier. Once you go, you got to do what you got to do. But always remember this. Be strong, be tough, and always.
Oh my God! I think that's time, because Austin Edwards is he doesn't want to say anything else anymore, because he has made his point heard loud and clear, live in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. That you want to come get some, you'll fall. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. He is gonna take you down. And Drake Steele, listen. He's tired of being in the back of the line. Austin Edwards tonight proved a point that he's no longer going to be in the back of the line. He's no longer going to be holding that briefcase while those get their opportunities. He's now taking the bull by the horns, figuratively and literally, and that's why for the foreseeable future, he is the reigning, defending BYCW undisputed champion. And to quote a previous champion, there can't be no other way. There can't be no other way, because right now, whether it's Blackheart, Brandon James, Okami Skull, whether it's Dalton Skull, or anybody else, he's the man that sits on the throne of one of the premier companies around in all of wrestling. Hit the sub button for BYCW. Follow Austin on Instagram. My friend, Happy New Year. Congratulations, I suppose. We'll certainly see you here very soon. And I would certainly look forward to what the rest of the BYCW locker room has to say about your run. And we'll see if you can continue with this new attitude. And you say you're not at all mad or sad about what you did, but we'll see if it all catches up to you, my friend. Congratulations, nevertheless. Happy New Year. God bless to you and the family, and we'll see you soon.
You too.
All right, that is the BYCW undisputed champion, the assassin, Austin Edwards. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, with all music, all sports, wrestling matters. If you're here on Sportswire Radio, we'll be here tomorrow night for a doubleheader. A doubleheader of shows here. First, we have Baston Rose, 8 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be talking about the band and their brand new album, Traces of Gold, with the frontman, Austin Frank. And then we'll be here at a little after 9 o'clock with Angel Santiago, the TF Crew YouTube champion there. And we'll have a lot to talk about. So one more time, Austin Frank, Baston Rose frontman, 8 o'clock, 9:15, Angel Santiago, the TF Crew World YouTube champion. Thank you, everybody. And until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one, Global Radio, into the Sportswire Radio with all music, all sports, and all wrestling matters. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.